Hi, I am Maegen Monte. I am the 3rd and 5th grade special education teacher here at Bullion Primary in Ascension Parish. As an educator, I am most passionate about creating lasting and meaningful relationships with my students. Whenever a student believes and has faith in you and understand that you want what is best for them, you can become unstoppable together. And I also just want to be a voice and an advocate for students who believe that they might not have that at times or someone to stand up for them. And in the world these days, confidence runs really low, especially in students and especially with students with disabilities. And I want to help my students become the best version of themselves and help them believe that they truly can do anything they set their mind to. They're just as capable as the next person. So I want to be that backbone for them and help them be their biggest cheerleader. The grade level in this video is 5th, and the content we are covering is Lesson 3, Wonderstruck in ELA guidebooks. Our objective today is quoting accurately from the text to support an inference. Before this lesson, we were continuing to read Part 1 of Wonderstruck. We were comparing and contrasting our illustrations, and we were filling out our graphic organizer on our characters. This lesson connects with our overall goal of writing a literary analysis after each part in the book. The students in this video is my SPED students, ranging from autism to behavior. So these students are part of a 24-person general education class, and the adaptations I've made for this lesson were small group and modifying questions throughout the lesson.
Today we're doing Lesson 3 of Wonderstruck, and what we're going to do is we've already been reading some of Part 1, and y'all know how to summarize the text and quote your evidence, but we're going to continue to work on that skill. So our learning target for today, does anybody want to read it for me? Okay?
I can quote accurately from the text to support an inference.
Okay, and so class, what does quote mean? What does the word quote mean? Right, we're quoting from the text, but what? Evidence. So we're getting evidence from the text to support our what?
Inference.
Our inference. So our inference is what?
It's like make a guess.
To make like an educated guess, right?
Yeah.
Good. So we just went over this. Inference. These keywords are going to help us get to our goal of having a main idea and using evidence to support that. So communication. Can someone tell me what they mean by communication? Tomac?
You have to talk.
Like the way you talk, right? The way you communicate with others. Okay? And then point of view.
Perspective.
Love it. Perspective. So that is a perspective. And how many different point of views can there be? 3, right? We have first, second, and third person. Okay? So whenever we're having a direct quote from the book, what are these things called we're going to use?
Quote.
Quotation marks. Quotation marks, okay? So, as you already know, these are just some examples of how we can start off or quote our evidence from the story. So, which one do y'all feel like y'all use the most? Which one do y'all like to use? I like that one too, because that one just gets to the point, right? It doesn't have a lot of extra words. It's easy. It's talking about what the text is saying. So, and then what's something you should always try and include?
The page number.
The page number or paragraph, right? To where, like, if you're reading and someone's looking over your work, they're not like, where did they even get this from, right? So, your quote's always going to go back to your what?
The story.
The story, but what about the story?
Evidence.
Or topic, sentence, right? All right. So open your books to page 88. And we're just gonna look at the pictures. We're not gonna read anything. We're just gonna look through the pictures and make some inferences on what the pictures are. Okay. Alright. Karen, what do we see on page 88? A girl. And what is the girl doing? She looks like she's walking towards a fence. Does anybody, so we're gonna be looking to try and figure out her feelings based on her body language, right? What's body language? Right, like the way you like present yourself. Like if I'm sad, my body language would kind of be like tucked over, but if I'm happy, I'm like open chested and I'm smiling, right, and have energy. So what do y'all think Rose is feeling right now? Sad. She looks kind of sad though, right? Even though we can't see her face and her facial expressions, we can still see by her body language that she may be sad. Alright, let's flip the page. Okay, what happened here?
She crawled over the fence.
She crawled through the fence, right? Okay. And then flip.
She's in the forest.
So she's clearly doing what? She's walking somewhere, right?
Yeah.
She's going somewhere, we just don't know where yet. So we know that she was walking towards a fence, she went through the fence, and now she's in the woods, okay? So she's moving, she's walking. Alright, let's go past that one. Okay, so what are some educated guesses on where do y'all think she's going?
Downtown?
She's maybe, what are some places she could be going?
Dad.
Okay, New York, we know that she lives across from the city, right? So she could be going there. What else? So we know that who does she look up to? What is the girl's name?
Lillian Maegen.
Right, so maybe she's going into town to see if she can find this person or something, right? She's escaping something. Alright. So, point of view, we kind of talked about that. We know that it's the character's perspectives. So, Wonderstruck. Whose point of view is Wonderstruck in? Ben, right? And whose point of view is the pictures in?
Her.
Right.
Her mom.
And how do we know whose perspective the story is in? Because they're what? Their thoughts and feelings. So their thoughts and feelings help us understand whose point of view the story's in, right? And then that allows us to kind of feel the same way the character's feeling, right? So maybe as we were looking through those pictures and seeing that Rose is maybe sad or trying to get away, you're like, oh, like, that is kind of sad. Where's she going? Like, curious, right? Alrighty. So, Ben's point of view. Whenever Ben is looking on page 94, so whenever Ben is going through all his mom's stuff, what do y'all think he's feeling? What is he feeling? He is curious. And why is he curious? Because he's what?
Because he's wondering what is my mom kept from me?
Right.
Why has she kept this from me?
Because he thought that what?
You know all the dang mom.
He thought he knew everything about his mom. Exactly right. And he was like, wait, I thought we had a better relationship than this. Like, why am I finding cash in these books? And like, what is all this? Why didn't I know about any of this, right? And so that just kind of helps us understand those thoughts and feelings of the character. So let's go to 94. Okay, so we can look through all of his thoughts and we can figure out, based on the context clues, we can figure out that he is curious, right? Because it doesn't say in the text, Ben is curious. It's going through his thoughts and feelings, and we are able to understand that that is what he's feeling. That's the thoughts going on in his mind, right? So this is a strong model of how we would place our evidence within our paragraph, right? So we have what we're talking about, the answer to the prompt, right? And then we have our evidence. And then we have the reasoning as to why this evidence goes with what we're talking about, right? So very simple. So we're gonna read pages 95 through 99 on our own, and then we're gonna come back and we're gonna talk about it. All right. So now we read those pages, let's answer these questions together. What can the reader infer caused Ben's perception of his relationship with his mother to change? A, finding Janet in his mother's room, hearing the Major Tom song play in the house, the accident his mother was in, or finding the coffee can of money. What do we think?
D.
D, right? So that's whenever we're like, Ben's like, wait, like Corey said, I thought I knew everything about my mom. What's going on? Why did I not know this? All right. So part B, what evidence best supports your answer to part A? So we said that his perception was changed whenever he found the coffee cup full of money, right? So A, was this a present his mom's going to give him? Did she have other secrets hidden in her room? It felt strange to go through her things, but he couldn't stop. Or he discovered a small blue book.
B.
B, right? So that's gonna help us, that helps us understand that he is like, wait, what's going on, okay? We're not gonna do this. I'm not gonna do that. Alright, so for y'all exit ticket today, I showed y'all the strong model, what one could look like, what it should look like. And so we're gonna go back, this is gonna go back to our learning target, that you can quote accurately from the text to support your inference. So what we're gonna do today is, what do we learn about the communication between Ben and his mother? Include evidence from the text to support your response. So what is everybody gonna have? What are we gonna have?
Claim.
A claim, okay?
Evidence.
Evidence and reasoning, right? Will your reasoning ever come before your evidence?
No.
No, right? Because you have to, once you say your evidence, then you have to back it up as to why that goes together, okay? So we will get started on that. This lesson, we continue to practice quoting accurately to support your inferences with evidence from the text. So next time we're gonna continue reading part 1, looking through those pictures, making inferences about the story as we continue to go on, and kind of start taking in Ben's thoughts and feelings and Rose's, because the story is gonna help us get into like Ben and Rose's characters, because we're gonna feel what they're feeling during the story, right? And then we are going to compare and contrast the illustrations.
I hope you enjoyed my video, and I truly enjoyed going through this whole application process. It really caused me to self-reflect on myself as an educator, and it also reminded me why I took the bold leap out of my marketing career and pursued my passion in following my heart to education. Thank you.